Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of the Collection Comic of the Week. Here in the month of September, I thought I'd do something kind of fun here. I've fallen off of comic books quite a bit from, kind of 4th grade into about the spring of 6th grade, getting ready for 7th, and I wanted to get back into comics. The selection from just that time period went to like nothing at Walmart, but at local Kroger restaurants, there'd always be about 5 to 6 different comic books that you could maybe pick up, and they were inconsistent, and trying to find either a conclusion or a whole story was like trying to find a needle in a haystack. But alas, when I decided that I was going to use some money I made from helping my uncle on the farm to go buy some comic books, I found a few stories and a few books, and enough that made it part of a full story to where I felt comfortable buying it. And it's a 4-part story. I was able to buy 3 as a child and 1 as an adult, trying to just track it down and find whatever happened in that 3rd part. But here in the month of September, we're going to look at all 4 parts of that story. Here, starting in Amazing Spider-Man number 28. And like I said, got back into comic books, found my old ones, remembered why I loved them, and wanted to see what was going on. I had the internet to kind of guide me a little bit now and kind of tell me, here's the stories. But still being a kid, I didn't really have regular access to going to a comic book store or having a pull list or anything like that. I just kind of, did my chores and did some odd jobs and bought comic books and video games and all that good stuff. So went to Kroger, and they had parts 1, 2, and 4 readily available. So let's check out part 1. Taking a look at the cover here, it's very simple, but, still a good, fun cover. Definitely, if you're a passerby, something you would maybe pick up and want to read if you just kind of know about Spider-Man. This up, Cheese Nips, and we have, it's called Distractions. You can see a shot there kind of setting up something, but you're not sure what. You see something. Just want to go home. It's kind of like it. The intrigue is being built up right out the gate, and here you see Peter meeting this lady, and yeah, they go into their apartment, and she's kind of flirting with Peter. Yeah. And, flirting with Peter, and there's a Go-Gurt ad, and he asks her on a date, but she can't because she's under house arrest. So, yeah, and Peter feels awkward, and he feels kind of lonely. And, yeah, there's Marvel 2-in-1. These are this is the shit I want to track down as part of my collection, but yeah. Some more talk with Peter. Peter wants to start dating again, but he feels unsure about it. These things were a little kind of like, I don't want to say shocking to me when I bought it, but it was kind of like, okay, it's a little different, I'm a little bit more excited about it being, it's like 11 or 12, and having a little bit more, I'm not going to say I was mature, but having a little more maturity than I would have been had I picked up this comic book as, say, a 7-year-old. This is funny. It's cut out of Paper Mario. It says free demo advertising Paper Mario for the N64. How about that? I thought it was funny. And got some street crime being dealt with the web slinger. And big dude right there. Spotty kind of doing some work. There you go. He's continuing. More stuff there. Got a Mile High Comics advertisement. Always love to see that. And Spy's tracking down the bad guys. Dave's Comics ad and an advertisement for the new Ultimate Marvel, which was a new deal at the time. And we'll do some Ultimate Marvel in the future. The artwork for the action scenes great. Like, I always love when they do stuff like this for Spider-Man. Just in that, him and the Flash just pull that off really well with their characters, my opinion. More action. More fighting. Spider-Man looks like he's trapped, fighting out of it. East Coast Comics. This was only 20 years ago. This was 2001. And every other ad has been for a comic shop. And now, like, you're lucky to get one ad for a comic book store in the comic book. Like, I know it was 20 years ago, but it doesn't feel that long ago. I mean, there was internet, there was online distribution. Maybe not as prevalent as it is now, but it's just funny how much the comic book industry has truly changed in just 20 mere years. More. There. A few minutes later, apparently there's someone has a shrine to Mary Jane, and then there's a billboard with Mary Jane, and it ends with Mary Jane saying, "Please talk to me, let me know that I'm still alive." And we don't know what's going on, but all of this has led to Mary Jane being there. So, to be continued, but fear not, I at least made sure I had the conclusion to this, and, well, we'll cover that more next time. There's the letters to the editor. The Island Adventure theme park, which you definitely ride, the Spider-Man ride if you're there. And we get some Mickey Mouse and Kellogg's, and that was The Amazing Spider-Man Volume 2, number 28. It was a very, very interesting way to kind of get brought back into the swing of the current climate at Marvel. You know, there were books that were very mature that I had from when I was significantly younger, and like I said, when I was reading, I wasn't like super mature. I was 11, gonna be 12, but I at least, you know, I guess from just watching the sort of TV that was on and things of that nature, I guess I kind of could get more into the stories and not feel like it was just completely going over my head like it did whenever I was young. That I could at least kind of appreciate that's like, okay, Peter's dating, Peter was married, this, that, and the other. I wouldn't just be like, this is boring and fast forward to the action part. I would take that in, and then especially at the end with Mary Jane, I was able to at least feel something for the story there. And yeah, that was part 1. Do you also own that comic? Let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, share, subscribe for more content, not just from the world of comic books, but from the world of pro wrestling, gaming, anime, and all things geek culture. Follow me on my social media pages, facebook.com/athleticgeekA9, Twitter @athletic_geekA9, Instagram @athleticgeekA9, and if you'd like to help improve this channel financially, I am on Patreon. Patreon.com/athleticgeek89. Other than that, I'm out. Y'all be cool. Later.